of stuck behind this table, but I do think it's better for everyone here anyway. So, you know, you go to a lot of conferences and you get really inspired by the people who you meet there and the things that you hear, and then you go home and it seems like within a matter of 5 days, you've kind of lost all of that inspiration and that drive that you had from the conference. And so our job here, right now, all of us in this room, is to take everything that we learn from every session that we go to and that inspiration and that like excitement that we feel during a conference and team up, come up with our own peace projects that we're actually each going to go back to our home communities and implement and support each other through the process of actually implementing these projects. So that is our goal. That's the goal of every young person at this conference. We're not going to take that inspiration and just let it die. We're really going to go about and create action and create impact through the work that we're doing. So it's Youth Venture's job over the next 3 days to run 3 workshops that allow you to work in teams and launch your own peace project once you return home. So the first thing we want to do, there's going to be 3 options. So we have some change makers in the room right now. We have young people who either have really formulated ideas that they just need to get off the ground, or we have folks who have already launched their projects. And you're going to have a choice to either maybe replicate one of those ideas you hear about. You're going to have an opportunity to think up your own unique idea as an individual. And you're also going to have an opportunity to work in a group and come up with a project idea in a group that you all could work together on, regardless of if you're from Alaska or India or Japan or wherever it may be, but you all plan it together, and then you go home to your communities and you actually launch it individually with your own smaller teams. So what we wanted to do just for the next few minutes is allow some of the change makers that we already have in the room, who already have project ideas, to present those ideas and listen really carefully, because by the end of today, you're going to have the opportunity to think of your own idea, but you're going to get to decide whether or not you want to go up to that person and say, hey, I want to replicate your idea. So listen and maybe make a note of what the person's wearing if you're really inspired by their project idea. So raise your hand if you have a really formulated idea or have already launched a project. 1, 2, 3, oh, we have quite a few. Okay, so what we're going to do is give you, I don't know, maybe let's say 1.5 minutes to stand up and tell us a little bit about your project idea and what you do. So if you could come up here and use the mic, I think it's better for the room next door than screaming at the top of our lungs like I've been doing. You raised your hand, and you're standing right next to me, but I don't know your name, so I can't say anything to you. Why don't you come up and just present what your idea is?
Hello, I'm Brittany, and I started my own nonprofit when I was 12 called Hawaii's Futures in Hungry. So what our mission is basically to help a lot of the homeless shelters around Hawaii, and then what we do is we help with feeding every Friday and Sunday. For Sundays for lunch and Fridays for dinner. So we bring in all the food and we serve all the food to homeless in this area in Kalihi, which is next to this housing complex. And we also do a lot of food drives, and we also cater to other projects, like we help with the Japan disaster, and we also help with like other issues going on. So we do book drives once a year, and we also do a school supply drive once a year for those that are living in housing complexes and the homeless shelters that we visit. And before that, I started volunteering at a local hospital with feeding the patients there every Wednesday. And then from that, I ended up going to this conference for kids doing community service, where I met other kids who were starting their own project, which really inspired me to start my own project. And since then, we've raised over 35,000 pounds of food for the homeless and have raised over $26,000 to date. Yeah.